Hi, I'm Eric Haut, associate head coach. It's my 20th year in coaching, and I've been at NKU. This is my 5th year here.
Eric, when we look at your basketball path, you played basketball at Kent State, and you were part of not only a memorable Kent State team, but one of the more memorable college basketball teams in history when you guys made the run to the Elite Eight in 2002. When I bring up that memory, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
My teammates, just unbelievable memories with those guys, just all the hard work, that we put in together during that time frame. The fights in practice, the road trips, and just the common bond that, no matter what was going on the outside, when we stepped in between those lines, everybody had one mission and one goal, and that was to win. I think that's why we're all still really, really close to this day.
Where did your path take you after college, and how did you make the decision to get into coaching?
It's funny, the head coach at Kent State now, Rob Senderoff, him and Coach Horn are really good friends. And, I wanted to get into coaching. First, I thought I was gonna play, right, overseas after my senior year until Gino Ford, who was a really, really good player at Ohio. He's now the head coach at Stony Brook. He was an assistant at the time. G told me, yeah, probably not gonna be great for you playing overseas. You may play a year or two, maybe in a bad country. It's not a great experience. He was a great player, went overseas, only played 1 year, just didn't like it. He thought I was similar to him in that way. And he said, why delay the inevitable, man? I think you could be a great coach. I think you should get into coaching. And so that's what I did. And then Coach Senderoff and Coach Horn were really close. And I had a interview with Coach Horn. I had to work summer camp for a week. So he kind of just see what I was about, what type of guy I was, what my work ethic looked like. And he offered me a job at the end of the week. So my first job in coaching was actually for Coach Horn 19 years ago at Western Kentucky.
So you meet him when you first get into coaching, but then you guys, your paths diverged, you went two different ways, and you reunited here at Highland Heights at NKU. What about your relationship made you want to come coach with them?
I learned so much my first year in coaching under Coach Horn that it really laid the foundation for the type of coach, one I wanted to be and what I would become in the years after. And I felt like if I could learn that much from him in 1 year as a GA, how much I thought I could learn even more as an assistant coach for him, in year 15. So it was really about, I think NKU at that time was kind of on the rise. I think we're still on the rise. It's kind of like a sleeping giant, so to speak. The support is great. It kind of reminded me of Kent in the early 2000s when we started to make those NCAA tournament runs. And I thought if I could go to a place like that with a coach like Coach Horn, it could be a really, really good experience.
What's your favorite part about coaching?
The players. It's the players, the relationships, the seeing their development, seeing them, come together for a common goal. It's a different team every year. You may have some of the same players, but it's a little different. And I just love being around the guys and helping them succeed.
Do you have a favorite game, moment, or memory since you've been at NKU?
It's hard to top the Cincinnati win here at home just because it meant so much to so many people, not only within our program, but the university, people that have gone to NKU throughout the years, the players that came before, even before the Division I era, the really good teams in the Division II era. It meant a lot to a lot of people, but it would be hard for me to even put that win over beating UIC in the conference tournament championship and last year beating Cleveland State in the conference tournament championship, because that's more about the players and everything they've gone through, everything they've worked towards. Their ultimate goal is always, every college basketball player is to play in March Madness. And so to see that kind of come to fruition last year after what happened when we won it our first year with COVID was an awesome feeling to see our guys enjoy that experience.
Truist Arena is quite literally your guys' home away from home. You're tireless in your work ethic. You're constantly here during basketball season and even the off season. When you finally do get a moment or two to yourself, what do you like to do?
I'm pretty boring, to be honest with you. I like to spend time with my son and my wife. My son is, this weekend, yesterday, we spent a lot of time playing with monster trucks. building ramps and things like that around the house. So, you know, I spend a lot of time doing that. And, you know, even when I'm, I guess, not technically working, my son and wife will come up here to Truist and I'll play with him on the court, or he'll just be hanging out in the offices. So he loves to come to the gym, so we like to do that as well.
Eric, thank you.
Thank you.